So
Mm-hmm.
with that being said, I'm teaching how to lay a foundation further down the road. It's not just about right now. It's not just about your wants. It's about your needs down the line.
Mm-hmm.
We're
Yeah.
all, this is Infinite Abilities podcast. I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
you know that at one point, some people are working and everything is fine, and at any point in time, you're unable to go to work anymore. So
Yeah.
to prepare for the unexpected is a mindset that I feel like we have to start teaching young.
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't teach it young, then we're gonna miss out.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Infinite Abilities podcast. I am your host, Nick Yerhart, and we are here to encourage each other to find our own unique abilities. Let's go. All right, so today I have Tasha, and I would love for you to tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, as you said, I'm Tasha. I'm in Houston, Texas. I'm originally from Florida. I am a financial representative. I teach people, entrepreneurs, how to lay out strong financial retirement solutions so that they can retire comfortably. We help with things like hedging against inflation and taxes along the way. So,
That's
yeah. So I use like basically my experiences as far as being an entrepreneur because before I did get into this industry, and even still while I'm in the industry, I still have my own personal business. So I use
mm-hmm.
my experiences and my knowledge as far as being like a single parent and also being an entrepreneur and funding everything myself to help
Mm-hmm.
others do what they need to do for their financial future.
That's really awesome, and as we all know, very important. So it's awesome that you're out there helping people with this, and it sounds like
Super important.
you're helping people because it's something that you had to do for yourself. And
Yes,
as entrepreneurs, that's usually what we do. We figure out how to solve our own problem, and then we help
right.
others do the same thing. So that's really cool.
100%. Mhm.
Yeah. So what is your personal business?
My personal business is Coily Products. So, like, I can't think of the time one. But so a while ago, my children and I were in a shelter, and I literally could not afford to go get my hair done. So I
Mm-hmm.
just started making my own products.
Oh.
And in the process of me making my own products, when I was able to like go and get my hair done, I did go to a salon, and she was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Your hair is so clean and it's so healthy. What is it that you're doing?" And I'm like, "I'm using my own products." And from that point, I've been going to markets, I've been selling online, all kinds of stuff. And then, of course, COVID hit. So
Mm-hmm.
when COVID hit, I could not, unfortunately, physically go to the market anymore. So
Yeah.
I ended up like just pretty much kind of shutting down. And then I
Mm-hmm.
ended up moving from Florida to Texas. And in that process, I ended up doing services, like actual hair services. So now everything is kind of like incorporated and all together. Whereas like before I was just doing products, but now I'm doing products with my services. And then I'm also using my career path in financial planning and literacy. I'm using that to help other entrepreneurs, and it's like it's beneficial for me because a lot of the people that I work with are parents who
Mm-hmm.
obviously their income is very important to their household, but they still need to plan for down the road. So that's how everything
Yep.
came about.
That's awesome. And once again, you had a problem, you solved it for yourself, and then
Right?
now you're helping other people. So
Exactly.
now you got that business back up and going, which is really awesome. So
Thank you.
what is your business called?
So as far as my product line, it is
Yep,
Coily Product. I do
clearly.
operate under CP Beauty Studios because, like I said, further down the line, I had no idea I was going to start offering services. So I kind of branched out and, started calling it that. But
Mm-hmm.
my financial services, I am partnered with a large corporation. So me having the corporate backing gives me the ability to do a lot of things. Like I actually just got a partnership with the Houston Public Library where I will be teaching financial literacy to children and families.
Oh, that's
So, because of
awesome.
my partnership with a large corporation, I am able to branch out and get other opportunities to help more people in the community.
Mm-hmm. That's so awesome because that's something that isn't really taught in schools.
It's not.
It's
It's
and
not.
it should be, but for some reason it's just not. So
It's
it's
tipped
really
over.
Yeah, exactly. So it's really awesome that you're going out there, you're teaching students, and because that's going to make a big difference in their life down the
Exactly.
road. So
And
that's,
everything I do is free. So the
mm,
education, even like the one-on-one course or classes that I do, so
mm-hmm.
everything that I do as far as financial services and financial literacy is absolutely free to whoever receives it.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Wow, good for you. You're just doing amazing things. That's
Thank
so
you.
awesome.
Thank you very much.
So when you're talking to students, what is like a couple bits of advice that you give them?
To start saving now.
Mm-hmm.
And even if they're not able to save now, the education that I provide is things that will stick with them that they can
Mm-hmm.
implement when they do start to, you know, bring in income. Like, for
Yep.
example, just to use my children personally, my children dog sit, and a portion of the money that they receive, they know that they have to save, reinvest, and then after they save and reinvest, they can do what they want to do with it. So
Mm-hmm.
with that being said, I'm teaching how to lay a foundation further down the road. It's not just about right now. It's not just about your wants. It's about your needs down the line.
Mm-hmm.
We're
Yeah.
all, this is Infinite Abilities podcast. I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
you know that at one point, some people are working and everything is fine, and at any point in time, you're unable to go to work anymore. So
Yeah.
to prepare for the unexpected is a mindset that I feel like we have to start teaching young.
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't teach it young, then we're gonna miss out. We're
Exactly.
gonna miss
Yep.
out.
Yep. I agree. And I like how you mentioned, reinvest your money.
Right,
I'm all about investing. I think it's what everybody needs to do to really
right,
have that future that they really want, that retirement,
right.
because a lot of times, people will have a retirement account, but then once they retire, they realize they don't have enough money.
Right, and that's what happens a lot. Like I said, I'm originally from Florida, which is like retirement capital.
Yep.
So a lot of times out there, you will see much older people who are like working still, and
Hmm.
it's simply because of the fact that they unfortunately didn't prepare for tax increases. They didn't prepare for the increase in the cost of living. They didn't
Hmm.
prepare for all of this. They didn't prepare for inflation and stuff. So with that being said,
Hmm.
sometimes I do end up speaking with people who are already in retirement and now we're restructuring the things that they have to help them further down the road. So with that being said, like I honestly I love what I do. I teach that it's not just the Federal Reserve that you should be investing in. There's the insurance reserve. People don't realize that insurance companies have their own reserves, and with them
Hmm.
taking away, from putting the money into the Federal Reserve, when you do that, you don't have to pay taxes on the money that you grow. When you do that,
Hmm.
you have a steady flow, a consistent. That's why it's considered a foundational product because it is consistent. It's going and
Hmm.
it's guaranteed. A lot of times when you are investing in the banks, it's not guaranteed that you're going to get a return, or even if it
Hmm.
is or whatever. If they are able to do that, I don't want to speak on anyone's career path, but if
Yep.
they are able to do that, you can't really pick and choose how you grow. Whereas when you sit down and you talk to me, I go over your goals and I can tell you, okay, you want X amount in this account at this time. I can print you out a whole spreadsheet of how this is going to happen for you, and it's guaranteed. So that's the
Hmm.
difference between speaking with someone who is, you know, focused on the Federal Reserve versus someone who is focused on the insurance reserve.
Hmm. That's really awesome. And, it is true, the Federal Reserve isn't guaranteed. So
Mhm.
that's awesome that you're showing people another option. And it's an
Right.
option that most people don't even know about.
Exactly.
So,
And
yeah.
there are so many things like the three buckets that you're supposed to funnel your money into. People don't talk
Mm,
about that. It's tax now, tax later, and tax never. We don't discuss those things. We don't discuss that, when you get paid, you should pay yourself first. Things
mm-hmm,
that are going to grow over time. And, if you're consistently pouring into those things throughout your lifetime, in the next 5 to 10 years, everything is going to work out and you're going to be okay. You're going to have a steady flow of money that you can dip into and you can borrow from without having to worry about paying it back. So these are the things that like I teach. These are the things that I go over. So yeah, I'm really excited about the things that I do. And honestly, I feel as though if I were taught these things beforehand, maybe, my children and I would not have had to go to a homeless shelter because, we would have
Mm-hmm.
had the thing, the financial literacy to
Yep.
understand that there are ways around this. So that's what I
Yep.
focus on. Yeah.
That's awesome. And I love one thing that you brought up is pay yourself uh,
First.
pay yourself first. That's something that I learned from, one of my mentors
Right.
probably a year ago. And when they explained it, I was like, whoa.
What
Cause
does
like
that
I was,
mean?
yeah, exactly. And it's like, okay, before you pay your bills, your expenses, everything, make sure you pay yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me a minute to realize that I
What that
was
meant.
not, and the fact that I was not paying myself first. We're also concerned about paying our bills when we're not thinking about what we're actually paying ourselves. So
Exactly.
yeah, that's really awesome. So if you want to go into more detail on that, that would be awesome.
Okay, so paying yourself first, and this is the way that I like to break it down. So when we get paid, typically what happens is we pay rent or mortgage, water, electricity, Netflix, Hulu. We
Mhm,
literally car payment. We pay all of these people first. So 5 years from now, you literally don't have a nest egg. But
mhm,
if you get paid, pay into your, like I said, there are three buckets. There's a tax now, tax later, and tax never. You pay obviously your workable, your income that comes in. You pay those taxes, of course you have
mhm,
to. And
mhm,
then you pay into your 401k, IRA, whatever it is that you have. But then you also pay into something that's not taxed, which is what I focus on. So once you pay into those things 5 years from now, you're not depleted. You don't have you have a mound to pull from. So that's what that
mhm,
means as far as like paying yourself first. So and then it's a lot of things that you can do that can set you up for success down the road. But like I said, I focus on the things that are not taxed. I feel like everything that people do, if they are paying themselves first, they're paying things that are taxed first, you
mhm.
know? So, like I said, just
Yep.
focus on the biggest takeaway is to focus on getting paid, paying you, and then paying your expenses. You
Mhm,
should be first. We're constantly taught that, rent, mortgage, electric, all of that is first. No, it's not. It's you.
mhm. Yep. I agree 100%. And it does take time to implement that into your
It
life.
does.
I will
Especially
say that
when you're
it's.
learning. Yes, it does. Especially when you're learning
Mhm,
later on in life, you know.
mhm,
And one thing about me personally, as far as like working with me directly, is like I said, I do have two small children. I do have businesses that I'm funding out of pocket. So I understand where a lot of people are coming from. So I'm not like,
mhm,
here's this bill, pay it. You know, I
mhm,
help people figure out a way. Like I personally, I'm working with a woman who last year we put some stuff into place for her. At the time, she did not have, a lot of disposable income. But this
mhm,
year, because of the fact that we put things in place for her last year, she's able to use credits and stuff to really invest because unfortunately her mom passed away. So with her mom
mhm,
passing away, she did receive a lump sum of money and then she got in a car accident, so she received another lump sum of money. So
mhm,
what I was able to structure along with my partners, what we were able to structure for her is a plan where in the next 7 years, I believe it is, she's gonna the $20,000 that she puts in what we're doing, she's gonna
mhm,
have now $80,000. But the thing is, because of the way that it's structured and because of the fact that we're strictly focusing on the lump sum of money that she received, we're not touching her actual income. But she's not gonna have to make a payment on what it is that she's doing for the next 7 years. Everything
mhm.
is going to come out of that lump sum that she received from the death benefit and the car payment or the
Yep.
car accident. With that being said, we're literally giving her the ability to grow wealth without coming out of her actual pockets. So I tell
Mhm,
all of my clients, just be transparent. Tell me what's going on. Tell me what your actual goals are. It's a lot of things that we can do. And the thing is, her initial investment, like I said, is like $20,000, her initial
mhm.
investment, and then she has her monthly payment that she'll make. But even her monthly payment is going to be coming out of the lump sum. It's not going to be coming out of her pocket. So
Okay.
because of what she's receiving, we're able to grow a lot of money for her, and it's
Mhm,
more money than than what she's seen
mhm.
at one time in her life. So we're really excited
Good.
about that.
Yeah, that is really exciting.
Hmm.
And that's the power of knowing what to do with your money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And all because of the fact that, she and I had this conversation last year. We put some things into place. We didn't bite off. Like, I'm not a forceful person. So I
Mhm.
met her where she was at last year. Where she was at last year was a low monthly payment that she was comfortable with. And now this year, we're making bigger moves. And she's excited
Mhm.
about that. And she trusts me because she sees that the things that she did last year is benefiting her this year, you know?
Mhm.
And we're also using
Yeah.
credits from what she put in place last year. So, like I said, we're just really excited. I'm excited for her, and I like to use that as an example because people
Mhm.
think that in order to start, you have to have some large, crazy amount of money. You don't. And I even have some
Mhm.
clients who are starting right now with something small, and they know they're getting bonuses throughout the year. So we're structuring it so that the monthly payment is comfortable for them,
Mhm.
and when they get those bonuses, they're able to dump into what we're putting in place.
Mhm.
So I'm very flexible. You just have to let me know what you're trying to do. I
Yeah.
can't read minds. I can't read minds. So
Yeah, and I love that you do it like that. You tailor it to each individual client. It's not
right.
like a one size fits
Fits.
all.
It's not. It's not.
Yeah,
And
you're figuring out what they need, what their goals are, and then
exactly.
structuring it around them. So yeah.
Exactly. And in those 7 years, like right now, obviously she has her car payment, she has her children that she has to think about. So after these 7 years are up, her children will be grown.
Mhm.
They're not a financial burden for her. So now, and her car payment will be paid off. So now she has the money to invest in herself first. So, like I said, I just meet you where you're at and we go from
Mhm.
there.
Yep. Well, you are amazing. So keep doing
Thank
what you're
you.
doing.
Thank you.
You're really helping a lot of people, and you're
Thank you.
helping people with the most important thing for like stress relief there is. You
Yes.
know, we're all stressing about money, and
Yes, we
you're
are.
removing a lot of that burden. So
Right.
that's amazing.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it. And I appreciate
Yeah.
everything that you're doing. I
Well, thank you.
I definitely understand. I'm a type 1 diabetic. I've been a type 1 diabetic since I was 6.
Okay.
Dealing with chronic illnesses is not easy.
No.
I woke up this morning, my blood sugar was so high, but I'm like, I still have to get to work. Like, so I just
Yep.
take my insulin, drink my water, and keep it going.
There you go.
Anything is
That's what
possible. Anything is
yeah,
possible.
that's what we gotta do. We just gotta keep on going. No matter
Right.
how you feel, just keep
Hmm.
on going. Yeah, that's
Exactly.
awesome. So speaking on that, you know, my slogan is your abilities are infinite. What does that mean to you?
For me, like I said, I'm a type 1 diabetic, and I've been a type 1 diabetic since I was 6. And, when it comes to being a diabetic, we have issues internally.
Mhm.
No one sees the internal struggle that you go through every day on top of all of the battles of life. So for
Mhm.
me, that means even with my body eating itself, I'm still able to get up and keep going. Anything is
Yep.
possible as long as I am mentally strong enough to keep going.
Mhm. Exactly. As
Right,
long as you're strong enough to keep on going.
right.
So, that's what's important is to make sure that you
You keep
have
going.
the mindset to keep on going.
Mhm.
I love that.
100%.
Thank you.
100%.
So, how can people find you online and reach out to you?
So my Instagram for my beauty brand is at CP Beauty Studios. And for my finances, I actually finally made an Instagram for finances because of the fact that some of my clients were telling me I needed to. So let me get the handle. It's
Okay.
finances with Tasha 10. That's my
Awesome.
Instagram for finances. And as far as TikTok is finances with Tasha. And my TikTok for my beauty brand is at Coily Prod, which is CoilyProds. Yes, that's what they are. I'm also all over Facebook, so whatever. And
Awesome.
you can just Google me.
Yep.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
just Google me. I come up.
Yep. I'll try to drop your links in the show notes so
Thank you.
everybody can find you.
Thank you
Of
very
course.
much.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on the show. I know you provided the audience with a lot of valuable insights and
Thank
really a lot to think about, so
Yeah,
that's really good. Really good.
most
So
definitely.
thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you for having me. Nice meeting you.
If you enjoyed this show, please go ahead and share it on your Instagram story and tag me in it, the Nick Yerhart. Also, go ahead and share it anywhere else that you see fit, because the only way that I can grow this is by you guys sharing it. I don't sell anything on here. I don't have any sponsors, so let's just get it out there by word of mouth and help more people. Alright, everyone, remember, your abilities are infinite.